Hello, my friends. Today we bring you India Eisley's filmography. Madre Teresa. Mother Teresa, known as the Saint of the Poor, founded the Missionaries of Charity after leaving a convent in Calcutta. Her work for the needy earned her the Nobel Peace Prize. The film depicts her dedication, struggle, and the adversity she faced. Headspace. Alex's intelligence suddenly increases, and horrifying things begin to invade his dreams. Despite being threatened by diabolical forces, he must unravel the mystery behind brutal murders. Underworld. Awakening. After spending years in an induced coma, the vampire Celine awakens to discover that she has a powerful daughter who is half werewolf, half vampire. Now, Celine must defend the girl from a group of werewolf assassins. Kite. Assisted by a police officer who was once her father's partner and an old friend, the determined young Sawa seeks revenge against those responsible for her parents' death, plunging into a world of dark secrets and betrayals. Nanny Cam. During their birthday celebration, Linda and Mark are called back home when their 5-year-old daughter Chloe gets injured. With the elderly babysitter unable to care for her, they need to find a new nanny immediately. That's when Heather comes into the picture, seeming to be the perfect solution. Social suicide. The movie revolves around finding evidence in the form of a memory card containing the true version of what happened that night, filmed by Balthazar. The detectives need to ascertain how much Balthazar is telling the truth and if there's anything more to the story. My Sweet Audrina. Living in an isolated mansion away from her family, Audrina spends her days alone and is haunted daily by nightmares of her older sister, who was left to die in the woods after a terrible attack. The Curse of Sleeping Beauty. Thomas inherits a large mansion that has belonged to his family for many generations. He soon realizes that there is something wrong with the property, a millennial curse from which he cannot escape. A Marygeddon. The United States is threatened by an unprecedented terrorist attack, risking losing its electricity, access to the internet, and facing bomb and gunfire attacks. A family of patriots decides to arm themselves, gather others, and combat the danger that could destroy the country. Clinical. A psychiatrist is haunted by memories of a violent attack while treating a disfigured patient from an accident, plunging into a whirlwind of psychological suspense as she confronts her own inner demons. Adolescence. A teenager living with an abusive family ends up falling in love with a free-spirited girl who introduces him to a lifestyle filled with parties and drugs. The addiction slowly threatens to destroy him. Look away. A lonely 18-year-old girl with no family support or friends to confide in begins to talk to her reflection in the mirror to cope with her problems. However, she soon realizes that she is swapping places with a clone who encourages her to act vengefully. Dead Reckoning. A young student copes with the loss of her parents in a tragic plane crash just a few weeks earlier. A fleeting romance with a local taxi driver is helping her, unaware that he is the brother of the terrorist who sabotaged the plane. Every breath you take. After one of his patients commits suicide, a psychiatrist's family life is shaken when he introduces the deceased brother to his wife and daughter, triggering a series of events that challenge his beliefs and relationships. American Outlaws. 3 brothers, facing the imminent threat of imprisonment, choose to solve their problems through a series of audacious crimes that reverberate throughout the country, triggering a journey filled with adrenaline, difficult choices, and unpredictable consequences. Dead Money. Professional poker player Andy and his girlfriend Chloe face a wild 24-hour ordeal after a home poker game is robbed, forcing Andy into the biggest game of his life with their lives at stake. Who would you like to see in the next video? Write in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you next time.